What is up, YouTube? It's TQuentin1 coming at you with another video, and today I'm going to talk to you about Samurai Jack Season 5. I'm a huge fan of the first 4 seasons of the show. I love the atmosphere, the style, and of course the action scenes. But after Gennady Tartakovsky's cinematic efforts, the Hotel Transylvania movies, which I know they have their fans, but I just didn't care for them, I was a little skeptical as to whether or not he could pull this revival off. Well, I was 100% wrong. Samurai Jack's final season is, in my opinion, its best by far. This show is basically the Fury Road of animation. It's easily among the best animated TV I've ever seen, easily. And it may be among the best TV period I've ever seen. It's awesome. When we open, we see Jack in a very different and dark place, and that was interesting. He's just a broken man. That leads to one of the biggest positives, and that is the story. Season 5 just has much more depth than any of the previous seasons. It explores mature and complex themes, and it has great and memorable characters. Also, it has some of the best action I have yet seen in any animated show or movie, really. While the show has always had great action, this season cranks it up to 11 right from the beginning. It's a little more violent than previous season, but I actually thought that was pretty awesome. Jack has had a totally badass redesign too, though he does revert to his original appearance later in the series. And new characters look killer as well. The whole season is just gorgeous. This show has always been, but the visuals here are just a cut above what we've seen before. Unlike the episodic format of the original series, Season 5 is serialized, with each episode continuing where the last one left off. And I loved that. Each time it ended, I was dying to know what happened next. I was just hooked. Phil LaMarr also, he gives one of his best performances, if not his best, as Jack this season. They really dive into him, and he is so much more fleshed out than he's been in the past. Greg Baldwin does a pretty good job as Aku, though no one can really replace Mako. But the thing I want to touch on is the new characters. Scaramouche is a villain they introduced in the first episode, and he's just a ton of fun. Tom Kenny is hilarious. He has some great lines, and I think his design is great. But Ashi, as played by Tara Strong, is probably the most important new character, and she is also just awesome. She's sort of like the Furiosa to Jack's Max, going back to the Fury Road comparison, and I think she complements Jack really well. I know the romance arc has been a little controversial, but I mean, I didn't really have a problem with it. It's not like it wasn't developed, unlike some things. I really, really want to give this a 10 out of 10. But unfortunately, there's a couple little flaws, I think. Nothing really major, but I feel like I need to bring them up. There are 10 episodes this season, and I love 8 of them. Episodes 8 and 10 are, they're good, but they're just not as good as the other episodes. Episode 8, I think, has a lot of filler in it. I feel like if they spent less time in the final episodes on the Jack Ashi romance, the finale would have been a little more satisfying. Because the finale is pretty awesome, it's action packed, but it's also rushed as all hell. And I would have liked to have seen it spaced out a lot more. On top of that, the Scotsman returns in episode 5 and then doesn't show up again until the finale. And I feel like he should have appeared at least one other time. Other than that, though, I mean, Samurai Jack Season 5 is excellent. And yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10 because it's just fucking awesome. TQuentin1 signing out.